Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, 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 hello. Is this working? Is this thing on? Hold on, let me check my settings. That is not what I wanted. Never mind. Hold on. Annoying. Okay. Wow, that was really, really annoying. And once again, my third party software decided not to work. I think it works when I pre schedule the live, but not necessarily when I start up the live right as I'm starting the live, which is, super, super fun, guys. But anyway, welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Now, we are do our best to bring you the three pillars of the episode, even though it's not pretty, even though I don't have my lower thirds or can't display stuff because, Be Live is being a little bit of a bitch right now. So what we usually do is do the astro weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. We usually will do the mid-episode reading in the middle of the reading. Don't have the lottery jar. We don't have the comment snake. So I would have to just play eeny, meeny, miny, mo once we get up to that part. If we do have, the live viewers to support the mid-episode reading. And then finally the weekend forecast until which I will pull one oracle card to read the energy of the weekend. So if that sounds good to you guys, just let me know in the chat. Oh boy. Mercury be Mercurying right now. It be retrograde and it is something else. So let's start with that, considering we are starting the live stream 15 minutes late because of that and because of the issues that I was having with my third-party software for live streaming. Let's slap on a little bit of lipstick because that's what the pros do. We slap on some lipstick and we get on with our day, even when it's not playing nice. All right. So the astro weather is from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest, astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my personal life as well as my professional life as a tarot card reader and EFT tapping practitioner. So if you want a copy of that for yourself, I am just going to put that into the chat. thetarot.lady.com, and I believe it's Astro Biz and Digest. That is my recommendation to you. Astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. $99 for a year-long subscription, which is a steal. And I've gone ahead and pinned that in the chat over on the Tube of You because that is where we're broadcasting tonight. All right, let me pull that up. And I'm also going to quickly look and make sure that everything is working on the one place that it's on. So annoying. So annoying. All right. Let me quickly do a tech check. And for any questions of a general nature for the tarot, please go ahead and contact me at tarotbyhilary.com if you would like to book a reading. tarotbyhilary.com for a reading. Now, the astrology for this week, again, Mercury is in retrograde right now, and Neptune is retrograde right now. So Neptune stations retrograde on the 7th. If your business is not on solid ground, you'll need to get a massive reality check, or you will get a massive reality check. But don't despair. These revelations could point you in the right direction once and for all. Remember that Neptune in Aries wants to build a new, stronger dream. And if it's on your fault line, you don't want it to stay there. Implement what you learn on December 12th when Neptune is direct again. Client care soars when you focus on the small things. Once Venus is in Virgo on the 9th, that was yesterday. Use this time to update your client care policies and treat your VIPs in sweet little ways. A handwritten note, exclusive discount, or new offering leads to delight. If you need office supplies, there is no better time than to splurge. That explains why I got a bunch of purple pens. This transit lasts until August 6th, so you have time to take advantage of that and show your clients how much you love them and how much you care for them from the 9th of this month until August 6th. So you got pretty much an entire month to show your clients all of that VIP treatment. All right, now for the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday, today, July 10th, Venus trines Chiron at 2:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This aspect lingers for 3 days, helping to heal challenging partnerships. If you need to sort things out with your teammates or business partner, if you have one, you've got the right vibe for that. The moon is void for most of the day. That makes Friday best for finishing projects already in motion and avoid starting anything new. If you feel called to take the day off, and if you're able to take the day off. At 6:42 p.m. So as we just started up the live stream, the moon skipped into Gemini, your best lunation for writing, meetings, speaking, and learning. It's also decent for short trips, but patience is necessary due to the darn retrograde. Relationships and PR campaigns turn wonky when the moon squares Venus at 9:05 p.m. tonight. Take a breather, then return to the grind at 10:31 p.m. when the moon sextiles Jupiter if you need to. A lovely aspect for writing, publishing, PR, or networking. The perfect end to the day. So Friday, today, July 10th, is a power day for Taurus and a weekday for Scorpio. Again, any reading requests can be directed to tarotbyhilary.com. That's Hilary with one L. Or you can wait until the middle of this broadcast for the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer will win a 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. All right, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday begins with the moon conjunct Mars at 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Expect plenty of mental energy, ideal for an early morning writing session. The rest of the day is clear until moon sextiles Saturn and stations void at 6:11 p.m. At that time, you'll want to slow down and chill out. That void moon lasts until Sunday at 6:46 p.m. when it moves into Cancer. I'd advise you to take Sunday off if you can. You won't get much done. If you want to organize your home office, have at it. That being said, the Sun-Mercury conjunction at 9:26 p.m. is super duper for public speaking, PR, and newsletters. If you're engaging in those activities over the next 24 hours, the planets are on your side. Both days, Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, are power days for Gemini and weekdays for Sagittarius. All right. So again, any reading requests in the chat, please go ahead and book a reading at tarotbyhilary.com. I'm going to go ahead and pin that so you can see it. Just tarotbyhilary.com. My books are open for appointments if you don't happen to win the mid-episode reading tonight. So that was astrology from Teresa Reed, from her Astro Biz Digest, The Tarot Lady, who she is also an astrologer as well. I'm going to go take a quick peek over at my Book of Face, because we're supposed to be broadcasting there too, and we are just not having a honky-dory time with the Mercury in retrograde right now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, did someone share this? I hope so. It's like, hey guys, hey guys, like usually publish to both. I usually live stream to both, but my streaming app it ain't not working right now. It not being nice to me. It is not being nice to me. For those of you asking in the chat if you can have a reading, please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, click the follow button, click the bell for notifications. I do these live streams every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on the Tube of You and the Book of Face, usually both simulcasting, but right now technology, communication, and travel are affected by Mercury in retrograde. Super, super fun. So that will continue to be retrograde until the end of the month. So you have to, double and triple check your travel plans, be really, really clear in your communication, and expect technology to go woohoo, which it did to me tonight. Yeah, so, and don't buy anything new technology wise. That now is not the time to do so. If you can hold off and wait until Mercury goes direct, that is wise advice from most astrologers. Okay. So, no set topic tonight that I was going to be teaching. Usually, I will either do an unboxing video or I will educate on a divination topic or a tarot topic, or do a little bit of both or neither, or answer different questions of a general nature. But right now, rolling with the Mercury retrograde, I'm kind of open to ideas. So, we can move right into the mid-episode reading if you guys like, and if you're still here in the chat. So let me go ahead and grab my tarot deck. This month we are using the Line Strider for card of the day pulls. And I have right here, so this is a Line Strider. So you can check out on my social media pages the card of the day, which was the Two of Pentacles today. For tonight's mid-episode reading, it's dealer's choice, but also I have the Line Strider here. I also have the Mini Weiser Tarot, if you prefer. Whoever wins the reading, they can get a choice of the different decks. So what I'm going to do, since we are doing this very, very bare boned, is I am going to find a picker wheel. AKA the Wheel of Names. Let's see. Okay, cool. So I can go ahead and add in names. So if you would like a reading with me, to win a reading with me live on the broadcast, please go ahead and type tarot into the chat. TAROT. And I will put in whoever names types tarot. And we will put them in the picker wheel and we will spin and I will pick randomly. And I'll give that a minute or two, even though we have no countdown. Actually, maybe I can do Wheel of Names on my phone so it's not taxing my computer quite as much. That's a possibility too. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. I think this is called Wheel of Names. I don't want to have this on here, but like, I don't think I can display it either. Hold on. Yeah, it's giving me a page unresponsive. So, yeah, that's overtaxing my poor old computer. Let's see if it'll work on my phone. All right, that feels a little bit better. Doesn't seem quite as choppy anymore. All right, so I do have the Wheel of Names on my phone right here. Hello, Fran. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Fran, we are in the mid-episode reading. Thank you for thank you for seeing my message. I'm just like I had to struggle with my live streaming app about like 5 times, and it just was not working. So, if I pre-schedule the episodes, I think that's what works best. If I don't pre-schedule the episodes, it just goes kaflooey, and also, Mercury retrograde to blame. So if you would like a reading or like to be submitted for the mid-episode reading, go ahead and put tarot into the chat, TAROT into the chat. And we are going old school right now, guys. For those of you who have been tuning in for a long time, you will recognize the picker wheel or the wheel of names. So I am ready. I am ready for you guys. You can also add images here. That's pretty cool. That's very cool, actually. And I guess I'll do a timer as well. So I could probably do a timer at the same time. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I wish I could display comments. I can't. I can't display comments, but Fran says flashback like Wayne's World. Whatever works. I think it was actually Pickerwheel, like pickerwheel.net or something like that I used to use. Wheel of Names, that'll work fine too. I think I probably use this one as well. I don't know. It's been a long time though, right? Oh, well, I do have a timer. Actually, I have a timer separately, guys. I have my meditation timer that I use for readings. So, though it has been a little while. And this timer is a little bit slow. It's like 5 minutes slow or 2 minutes slow. So let's set it to, I usually give it 3 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, let's go back here. So why don't I just give it 3 minutes this time around? Yeah, I think I think the comment jar works best when it works. Yes, exactly. But we don't have the luxury of the comment jar tonight. We don't have the luxury of any of the live streaming features because my Be Live decided not to work tonight. So that's on me, I guess. I have to pre-schedule all of the Friday Night Lives. Otherwise, it don't work when I want it to work. And also, I blame Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I'm pouting too, Fran. I am pouting too. All right, let's go ahead and start this up. So the timer's at 3 minutes. My Enzo Enzo Salubrion meditation timer, Enzo Pearl meditation timer. This was recommended to me by, you guessed it, Teresa Reed. Um, I used to have another one called like Moonlight or Moonlight or Luna timer. And for some reason it crapped out on me and I was very, very sad about it. That was my first ever timer that I used with clients, with paying clients. Now that I have, now that technology is technologying, um, I don't need that quite as much because I've got like the clock in front of me. If I'm on a Zoom reading or a phone reading, I've got my like computer in front of me and I've got like my teleconferencing going on. So like I can see it. I know when a half an hour has lapsed or an hour has lapsed. So, but this is still a nice little touch. By the way, I've set the timer for countdown for submissions for the mid-episode reading. So you have 1 minute and 45 seconds left to type TAROT into the chat to be submitted for the mid-episode reading. And if there is no takers, then there's no mid-episode reading tonight. Yes, Fran, yes, you got a shout out today. I listened on the playback. Yes, I did. I happened to be there live this morning for Teresa Reed's The Tarot Ladies tarot, tangents, and transits. Say that 5 times fast. And a lot of people were in there too this morning. It was really nice. It was very nice timing before we went and did the feral readings. And for some reason, it took me like hours today to do the card of the day. And so I'm really like rethinking the card of the day and like how long it's taking, because it's something that I do for free. And I want to be able to focus my time in such a way that I have more time for appointments than for this free service that I give away, which I still will always do. Like, honestly, I will always put out a card of the day, but I have to be really devoted and committed and intentional with my time, because I have that feeling that like I'm on the precipice of, I am going to be really busy with clients really soon. So I need to stop pussyfooting around and allowing the Murphy's Law of extending. I don't think it's Murphy's Law. It's something else, but it's basically, and there's the ding. So no mid-episode reading tonight, unless you want it. Let me know in the chat. And it dings again if you don't turn it off. It's nice. I like it. I have to remember to use it more often. So anyway, I think I need to be a lot more intentional and present and devoted with where I'm putting my time. And oh well, I mean, well, Fran, if you want to put a question to the chat, I'll pull 3 cards for you because you're an OG. I have to be more intentional about my card of the day. And because like it's a rule, I can't remember the name of the rule, but it's basically as much time as you think a task is going to take, it is going to take up that exact amount of time. So if you think a task is going to take 2 hours, you might procrastinate for, I don't know, an hour of those 2 hours. And then you're going to be like, oh, look at the time. I got to get this done. So actually the task took 1 hour, but because you thought it took 2 hours, you ended up taking 2 hours. Someone want to look that up for me so I don't have to take away from the wheel of names. Yeah, I could just open something up in another tab to search this. It's going to annoy me. Let's ask. What is the concept of work extending to fill the time allotted? Parkinson's law. See, this is why we have technology, folks. Parkinson's law, it states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. This means a simple 2-hour task will take a full week to complete if that is the deadline, as you may unconsciously add complexity, second guess decisions, or procrastinate. Yes, and yes, and yes. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So I'm trying to rail against Parkinson's law in regards to tarot card of the day. And oh, there's actually an article on this from Asana, which is like a scheduling app. So I might have to take a look at that. Okay. My selfie light is doing nothing for me right now. Fran asks, are things going to open up to new opportunities? Fran, would you like the Weiser Tarot for that, or would you like the Line Strider Tarot for that? I've got both right here. Let me know and I'll start shuffling. And then for the weekend forecast, we're going to go back to an oldie but a goodie. We're going to do the Citadel. Yes, Line Strider is is the deck of the month. So we can use either or. I don't mind. I do not mind. I have both to hand. And I left my water out in the living room, so Schweppes ginger ale it is. Hydration break, as they say in the World Cup. Let's use the deck of the month to show it off. You got it. Okay. So as always, for these mid-episode readings, what I'll be doing is I'll be shuffling on the question, and I will pull 3 cards for the question. I will interpret said cards based on my over 20 years of tarot reading. And then after that, I will go to the guidebook so that we are not unduly influenced by the guidebook, if that pleases and sparkles everybody. All right. So the question from Fran is, are things at work going to open up to new opportunities? Things at work going to open up to new opportunities. I think that's it. Okay. All right. We've got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Page of Swords. And we've got the Magician card. So really, really surface, quick read. With the 7 of Pentacles reversed as the very first card, it's just like it hasn't been, it's gone a lot slower than you think you wanted it to. Like with the 7 of Pentacles upright, it's planting the seeds and then starting to see the growth from those seeds that you planted previously. But with the reversal of the 7 of Pentacles, it just feels slower. It doesn't feel, or the results that you had of the seeds that you have planted previously, it's not coming up as much or as abundantly or in ways that you anticipated, expected, or wanted. So that's a 7 of Pentacles reversed. Let me hold up the card. So there's the card reversed. Here's the card upright, so you can take a look at it. Okay. With the Page of Swords coming up, and then the Magician card coming as the final outcome, it's just like it is. I do think new opportunities are there. The problem with having the 7 of Pentacles coming up reversed is that it's just like you're seeing that, like almost that wall, that stonewalling. And so it's just like it's feeling like the opportunities are not going to be there. But then with the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords to me is a card of like speaking up. There is a message coming soon about that. Again, swords are the element of air, which is conflict and communication and intelligence as well. It's just like you kind of have to speak up. Like swords, they're the word words. The word words is in the sword suit. So with the Page of Swords coming up, it's just like you do have to start, I think, speaking up for those opportunities. Otherwise, they may pass you by. Give voice to like use me. That sounds terrible, but it's just like use me, like use my knowledge. Like I'm here. I'm here to learn. I'm here for the opportunities. You know, I want to learn. Like the pages of the tarot are basically the interns of their respective suit. So it's just like you have a willingness to learn, and a willingness, to almost like putting it in writing, but like like all of the envelopes that's surrounding the Page of Swords, to me it's just like in the context of this reading, it's just like speaking up for what you want, speaking up for those opportunities if you haven't been seeing them yet. And then the Magician card, is a card of starting before you're ready. It is a really, really good sign that like you have all of the tools at your disposal. You have everything that you need. It's usually depicted as all of the representations of all of the different suits on the Magician's table, and the elements, the body language of as above so below, and being the sacred battery or the conduit between the spirit and the earth, like making what you want manifest. So I think this is a really good sign, and it is kind of like a 3-card reading of if this, then this, then this. So it's just like I think that it's just like you do have those opportunities. It feels like it's almost behind like a glass pane or a wall. Speak up for those opportunities, and then things will start to happen. The opportunities are there, though. They are going to open up to new, like, the answer is yes. I think so. How's that sounding? Let me know in the chat, and let's go to the guidebook for what Ciolo Thompson has to say about these 3 cards. So 7 of Pentacles. And also, thank you, by the way, Fran, for suggesting using the deck of the month to show it off, because this particular deck of the month, the Line Striders Tarot, in the guidebook, within the interpretations of each and every one of the individual 78 cards of the tarot, there are suggestions to, hey, if this combo comes up, if this card comes up with this, it could mean this. But if this card comes up with this, it could mean this. So we have a possible opportunity here to see that in action with the guidebook and these cards coming up. So I will pay attention to that as I'm reading from the guidebook. So 7 of Pentacles coming up reversed first. Say that 5 times fast. Reversed first, reversed first. Okay, so the 7 of Pentacles is represented as a bower bird building his nest. A good example of the diligence, long-term planning, and old-fashioned hard work the 7 of Pentacles represents. Long-term efforts and planning, the building of a business, family, or educational path. This is not a get-rich-quick kind of card, but one that encourages you to build strong foundations. Reversed, the 7 of Pentacles indicates a lack of focus and scattering of effort. This card reminds you that success is the reward earned by those who work hard and maintain focus. At times, this card may indicate that you have put a lot of effort into something that will not bear fruit in the long term. Take a look at the businesses, relationships, and ventures in your life in which you have invested a lot of time and effort. Sometimes you have to walk away from things, even though you spent years building them. Not all fields will yield fruit. In this case, I think it's more of a slowdown, not necessarily an all or nothing proposition. And I think that is not the case. I don't think the efforts that you've made are scattered. It just may look a little bit different and be going a little bit slower than you anticipated. Yeah. Sometimes this card may appear when you feel frustrated that your efforts are not paying off. The Seven of Pentacles encourages you to keep working hard, whether it's upright or reversed. Okay. Page of Swords. Page of Swords, vigilance, diplomacy, tact, intellectual abilities, talent, youth, and messenger. Words and ideas card rather than a card about feelings and intuitions. In a reading, this is a card that often foretells the arrival of a messenger, a younger, youthful person, or that you yourself are the youthful voice in a new situation. Often appears when you're beginning a new phase in life or when a new opportunity presents itself. This card may be encouraging you to speak up about something at work or in a relationship. What did I just say? Speak up for those opportunities. Even if you feel that what you have to say may be naive or unsophisticated or not well received. Okay, Ciolo and I are on the same page. This Page of Swords is strongly related to messages and messengers, which is why I drew the envelopes fluttering in the wind around the character. In a reading with several cups cards, note, honesty element of this card is underlined. Truth, is there a truthful or difficult conversation that you know needs to happen? No other combination that's applicable here. All right, so makes sense. I love that. I love when seeing this is the reason why I do my interpretation first and then I go to the guidebook because I don't want to be unduly influenced. Okay, Francis, sounds good. Okay. And then the Magician. The Magician is concentration, focus, goal attainment, learning, study, communication, and transformation. Powerful card associated with consciousness, action, and creation. He may appear when you have a specific idea or goal toward which you are working. The Magician is related to the Mercurius of alchemy and to the number 1. He is a card of beginnings. For me, he manifested as a simian character, clever and capable of making things, able to craft tools and figure out new ways of doing things. He stands between the spirit world and humanity. In one hand, he holds a staff raised toward the sky. His other hand, in benediction, gestures toward the land. Above his head is the symbol of eternity. Often appears when you need to channel the power of the universe towards your goals. I love when that light turns on a little bit brighter, like bong. Channel the power of the universe towards your goals. The Magician is a good omen when you have a specific wish, when you begin a project involving creativity, or when you need to make a transformation of any kind. A great card for meditation when you need to call on all the elements for help and wisdom. Period in life when things seem to start falling into place, a time when your efforts will yield results and you will feel empowered and able to accomplish your goal. Paired with a Pentacles card, paired with a strong Pentacles card, you may suddenly find that you've increased aptitude in financial matters. Remember to wield your power with compassion and kindness. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Friend says it's hard to describe publicly without giving out too much information. Understandable. And I don't need to know that information as long as you understand what I'm saying in the context of this reading. That is all that matters. So that's a reading. Basically, like I will go back to my summation. Blockage, speak up for the opportunities, and then the Magician is the Magician feels a little bit to me like a wishes met card, like the opportunities will come from the speaking up. And I hope that helps, Fran. Once again, thank you for volunteering to be read in a public sphere, because it is an act of vulnerability that not everyone will do. So thank you very much. I mean, just like it's an exchange, basically. It's just for a free reading, you have to like sacrifice yourself on the altar of vulnerability in front of people. But thank you for doing so. And if you would like to book a reading with me, my website is pinned in the chat, tarotbyhilary.com, Hilary with one L. I would love to be able to read for you. All right, let's move on to the weekend forecast. We're going to keep it tight for this episode, considering technology took 15 minutes away from us. Like the Titan of Time Chronos that I've been battling in the video game Hades 2. Taking away my time and my energy and my effort. So like I said before, I believe we are going to use the Citadel Oracle, which is a fantasy oracle by Fen Inkwright, from originally published by Liminal 11, I believe. Really cool box, magnetic closure, beautiful. And I believe there is an unboxing video available for the Citadel Oracle if you want more information. So let us see what this weekend has in store for us. Besides an England win, I'm hoping. Very, very cool looking cards too. Different shaped cards. So what do we most need to know for this weekend? Let's see. All right, I think it's this one. Oh, we have the Witch. I love this card. I love this card. Such a cool card. I'm so excited that we got this card, guys. Hold on, let me see. Oh, we can do a share screen. Okay, cool. That's cool. Did not know that that was possible. Good to know. All right. Okay, let's see what the Witch from the Citadel Oracle means. Oh, that's such a cool card. All right, so the Witch card is from the Troop suit. So some Oracle decks will have different suits, some won't. In this particular one, there are different suits. So this Witch card comes from the Troop suit, which is internal thoughts and identity. And experimentation and rebellion are the keywords. And look, like, come on. What a gorgeous, gorgeous card. So 148. All right. Okay. So for this weekend, keep this in mind. The Witch has the scent of new fruit hanging in the air, bright and refreshing. A pestle grinds into its bowl, the sound of stone on stone, a soothing repetition. Just as the first plants of spring burst forth from cracks between the paving stones, so too does the Witch push their boundaries in search of new magics. Knowledge exists only to be expanded upon, reshaped and reformed to a new and exciting purpose. The world is full of old wisdom, but some advice is too outdated for the modern lives we live now. Tradition is a set of guides, not a strict rule book. If you find that you're being held back by how you should approach a situation, break from tradition and forge your own route. Surround yourselves with others who think outside of the box and embrace a new tradition. So don't should on yourself this weekend. Take should out of your vocabulary. Think about one of the axioms that we bandy around in witchcraft quite a bit is, "And it harm none, do what thy will." If it doesn't harm anybody else, do whatever the fuck you want. All right. That is your weekend forecast. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for rolling with me on this very raw edition of the live stream of the Tarot by Hilary live stream. Thank you all so much. Fran, thank you for volunteering for the mid-episode reading. I hope it helped. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remember, don't should on yourself. Don't should on yourself. And we will see you again next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully on the Book of Face and the Tube of You again, with a couple more bells and whistles. And I promise, witchy Scouts Honor, I promise I will pre-schedule the live stream so that we can actually have those bells and whistles. Good night. Bye.